Hi, I'm Terri Gillespie, and this is Debbie Malone, but you're not going to talk to her just yet. This is Author Highlight with Terri, and this is episode 5. And before we get to all the fun stuff, and you can tell it's going to be a fun interview, I just wanted to remind you to be sure and like, comment, and share this video, and tell your friends to like, comment, and share, because the more people who do that, the more this video and this book and this author are going to be seen in the YouTube world. So also, while you're doing that, if you can subscribe to this YouTube channel, I would sure appreciate it. And when that little dingy bell comes up, if you can also click on that, then every time a video comes up that I've done, it'll let you know, which is pretty cool. So here it is, the official welcome. Welcome, Debbie.
Oh, my turn. Yes. Thank you, Terri. It's such a delight to be here and have this interview today. Thank you for asking me.
Oh, my pleasure. It's my pleasure. And I know Debbie through, well, actually, she just contacted me and said, we live in the same town. We need to get together and know one another because we're both writers. So that's how I got to know Debbie. But I think you should get to know her too. So Debbie has written 6 cozy mysteries that center around Georgia. And I have really enjoyed her cozy mysteries. That's why this book, Blooming in Broken Places, is very unique, but oh, how I do love it. And we're going to get into that a little bit more. She is published by Lamppost, and her first novel, Death in, okay, how do you pronounce that? Please. Dahlonega?
Yes.
Dahlonega. Why can't they just say Dahlonega? Okay.
Well, it actually means yellow, which Dahlonega is known for being a gold town. And so it's an Indian word meaning yellow.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty cool.
Okay, that is really cool. And that book actually finaled in ACFW's Category 5 Writing Contest, and she was nominated for Georgia's Author of the Year Award in novel category in 2012 and 2013, but she won for nonfiction. She's worked as a freelance writer and photographer since 2001 for the historical magazine, Georgia Backroads. And Debbie has many articles and photographs published during her time for them and has won several awards. Debbie also teaches a number of writing, marketing, and speaking workshops for authors, which I have taken a couple of those classes, and they are excellent. And if you're interested in learning to write, she is the person to get in touch with. Debbie is also available for readings, signings, book clubs, and author lunches. I'm also available for author lunches, dinners, and breakfast. So I've known Debbie for a number of years, as I said, and as I mentioned, she reached out to me, and I am forever grateful. She caught me at a time when I was really considering never writing again. So she and another person were very instrumental in saying, no, you need to keep writing. So.
And I'm so happy that you did.
Thank you. Yeah.
Although I didn't realize, that I was having that much influence, but I felt it was the other way around. I felt like you were helping me. And so maybe I used to say God thing, but now they say God wink. And, maybe that's what that was.
Well, I think what it was is God taking 2 heads and going,
Yeah.
putting this together. Yeah. Saying, okay, ladies, you need to be together.
But I had heard your name before, and when I saw that you were living in my little town in North Georgia, I couldn't believe it. And so that's when I got in touch with you. I thought, wow, Terri Gillespie lives here. And so, yeah, I was really excited.
How about that? I didn't know that. Are you sure you you weren't thinking of somebody else?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, well, that's sweet. Well, so I know how to keep in touch with Debbie. So how can your readers keep in touch with you?
Of course, they can go to my website, which is Deborah-Malone.com, and they can reach me through that. And also Amazon, they can go on Amazon.
Facebook.
Facebook. Yeah, Facebook. That's my favorite. If you go to Facebook, it's just Deborah Malone, and message me, because I love to do Messenger, and I love to hear from my readers. So please, feel free to contact me anytime. It keeps me writing.
And that's important because we need to keep this woman writing. And by the way, all those important links are down below in the description section, including Debbie's website and where to purchase her books, and also her social media links. Now, the May author highlight blog features Debbie's book, Blooming in Broken Places. So be sure to check out the blog to enter the giveaway there. And the link is also listed below. And don't forget her 6 cozy mysteries, because those are a hoot.
They were fun.
Yeah, I can tell.
Well, you've got to do research. So I had to go to all these places like Tybee Island and Chattanooga, and do all the fun things so I could have it for research.
Well, it takes a certain type of author to be able to write a mystery too. So, yeah, that's something I've always wanted to do, is to be able to write a mystery, because that's one of my favorite genres to read, is mysteries. So,
okay, Terri, if I can go from writing cozy mysteries to writing nonfiction, you can do your mysteries if you want to, because I felt the same way. I thought, how would I ever do this? I do have a little story. When I first thought about writing it, I thought, well, I don't know anything about nonfiction. I have to start all over. I thought, well, I'll just ask somebody to co-write it with me, and I will tell them the story and they can write it. And I thought, man, what a brilliant idea. So I sent the word out, for co-authors, and I was really surprised. I got a lot of replies. And the lady that I chose, Julie Morris, lives in Birmingham. And so she doesn't live that far from me. And she invited me to come up and, talk to her about the book. So I did. And the first thing she said when I walked in the door is, Debbie, I don't want to write anymore. Well, my heart just sank to my feet, because, wow, there goes my writer. Now what am I going to do? But she did say, I will mentor you. And she explained to me that it was my book and that I needed to write it to make it real. And so that's what I did. And she was so sweet. She was with me every step of the way. So I am so grateful for Julie. And on top of that, we have a great friendship. So.
yeah, when readers read this book, you'll see why it was important that Debbie wrote this book. And, I've written women's devotionals, and I can tell you, you learn just as much as what you're trying to give out in those devotionals, is sometimes even more. There are times when I feel like, this is for me. This is, this isn't even for the readers. This is for me. I do my daily devotionals on Facebook, and that's my journey. It's not anything that I'm trying to write to sound profound. That's my journey.
Oh, I thought they were all, you know, uh, for me. I
Yeah.
thought you were writing them for me
Yeah.
because every time, it's something that I know I need to hear.
Yeah. Well, it's yeah, it's all just the Lord, feeding me or pounding stuff inside of my spirit, because I mean, you know how it is. It's just,
Mhm.
it's become such an intimate time with you and the Lord. And if somebody else wrote that for you, you would miss that. So even
Yeah.
though it's painful, it's difficult, it's exhausting, it's still the best thing.
And
So
God was with me because I look back now and think, how did I write that? And so he definitely was helping.
yeah.
He was my co-author.
Yeah. Well, and he always is. He
Yeah.
always is. He's our creative God, and he gives us free reign to do things. But it's like when they built the tabernacle. You know, he gave them instructions, but it was still their talent that actually produced. You know, so be sure also and check out my review of Blooming in Broken Places. And that's available on my YouTube channel as well. But, I thought, I've been talking about how great you write and how important it is, why it was so important for her to write this herself. So I thought it would be good if you would read a few paragraphs of this beautiful book. Would you be willing to do that?
Oh, yes. I would love to do that. Let me get one more drink of water.
Okay, I'll get a sip of tea.
Make sure that my whistle is wet. The night songs of the cicadas and the sweet breeze caressing my skin lulled me to sleep. The memories of visiting Aunt Maudie's house are sweet and dear, but all my memories aren't so sweet. I look like any other little girl my age, carefree, without a worry in the world. But at 6 years old, I carried the weight of the world on my shoulders. Fear and uncertainty had taken up residence inside my head and haunted me regularly. Every morning when it was time to get ready for school, my constant companions would rear their ugly heads, whispering, "Your mother will fall while you're gone, or she'll be in the hospital when you get back. Then what? After all, it's your responsibility to make sure she's safe." What I couldn't express in words at such a young age came out as screaming, stomping my feet, and rolling around on the floor. And because Mother wasn't physically able to take me to school, I'm sure I thought that would convince her to keep me home, but it didn't. She just called Dad, and he'd come home from work and take me. And this happened several times until one day our principal, Mr. Lane, met Dad in my first grade classroom door. "Sir, you go on back to work. I'll take care of this." Now, Dad was a big man, but Mr. Lane, he was even bigger. And he always had a round, fat cigar sticking out of his mouth. And it only took one spanking from Mr. Lane to convince me it was in my best interest to get on that school bus. And the monsters taunting me about Mother's health would get to stay home in the place I wished I could be to prevent her from dying while I was learning to read. Even though I couldn't help her, of course, I wanted to be with her.
That's heartbreaking that you would have to choose between learning and the welfare of your mother. That's just what kind of thing a child would have to There's no way for a child that age to, how old were you?
Well, I would have been 6.
Yeah, to be able to
And
process something like
I
that.
can look back and now I can express it.
Mm-hmm.
I can express it with words. But when I was 6, I couldn't express it with words. So,
No.
I wound up throwing tantrums and making it hard, for mother to get me on the bus because I thought, well, then I'll be able to stay home and take care of her.
Yeah.
So it was many, many years before I could actually express, how I felt.
Wow. Wow. Well, the Author Highlight blog interview has a lot of really fascinating information about you and the story behind your story for this interview. But I thought we would have a little fun for this video interview. One of the questions I always ask my authors is what is something that we don't know about you? What is something we don't know about Deborah Malone? How about sharing that with our viewers?
Okay, I have one story in particular that I love to tell. But I had gone to a conference and it was in Tallahassee. My husband went with me, so we kind of made a vacation out of it. If you've ever, oh gosh, what's the name of that place? Apalachicola, I think. Is that in Florida? Anyway, there's a real sweet little town close to there that you need to go to. But getting back to the story, I was at the conference and I had 2 classes that I had been asked to teach. So I was prepared for the classes. And I was in the book room where we sell our books, and the director came up to me and she said, our keynote speaker has just called and she's here. She's at the hotel, but she's sick and throwing up, and so she can't come. She said, would you be our keynote speaker? And the thing about it is I had done a lot of things at conferences, but one of my goals was to do a keynote speech. And I had not had the courage to do it or even to ask to do one. And so it came to me. And fortunately, I had some PowerPoint programs on my computer that I used. So I was semi-prepared, and it turned out really great. And it was, probably the best thing that could have ever happened. And I don't know how many keynotes I've done after that. So that was fun.
That's great. Well, what's interesting to me is how there was a need and you stepped in and you filled the need. And that's something that I've known about you too, Debbie, because you are such an advocate for those who need help. And we're going to get a little bit more into that a little bit later, but and even in your book here, even though this is talking about your story, you're still always have an eye out for the reader and how they can benefit, and you being an advocate for them, and so that they can benefit and learn and have their journey result in being able to bloom in broken places.
Well, I had been asked for years to write my story, and I had no desire to write it. I thought, it's really depressing, and I can't write nonfiction anyway, so that took care of that. But I was working on my 3rd book in my 2nd Cozy Mystery series, and I was led to write it. But I knew that at this time it was going to be an encouraging book. I wanted it to be encouraging. I didn't want it to be depressing.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's one of the reasons I chose the women from the Bible, to show that we're all the same. We all have the same feelings. Our cultures may be different, but we definitely have the same feelings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we can all help one another because we all understand those tender places. So, well, Debbie has actually generously offered not only this book, but some other goodies too. You want to tell our viewers what those are?
Oh, I'd love to. All right. First, we have this, and this is one of my favorite colors too. Grow in Grace. I love anything that is grow or blooming or anything that has to do with flowers. I get
Yes.
so excited. And then it's this is a little,
Journal?
yeah, it's like a devotion, I guess. It's a 31-day devotion, and it goes with the shirt, Grow in Grace. And then,
Nice.
of course, we don't want to forget blooming in broken places. And I have a couple other things that I have in mind. I just have to find them. So there'll be more stuff.
Ooh. So there'll be some special surprises that
Yeah.
will come for
Yeah.
the winner. Very nice.
Mm.
Now, if they already have blooming in broken places, what?
Oh, they can get one of my cozy mysteries. Any one of them they want, and they can go on my website, and
Excellent.
choose. Mm-hmm.
Excellent, excellent. So here's how you can increase your chances of winning this treasure package. So all you have to do is like this video, leave a comment below, and that's one entry. If you share this video with your family and friends via Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, wherever you connect, that's another entry. If you subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell, that's 2 entries. If you head on over to the Highlight Interviews blog and you leave a comment there, that's another entry. If you subscribe to my newsletter, you'll receive not only another entry, but you'll receive 2 free gifts with that entry. You'll receive the first chapter of the 3rd and final book of the Hair Maven series, Really Bad Hair Day, and you'll also receive another gift in another week, which is a surprise gift from me. And oh, by the way, I finished the first draft of the Really Bad Hair Day, so that should be out hopefully in June.
I am ready. I am ready for that 3rd book. I couldn't get enough. I read the first one and then ate up the second one and just waiting on the 3rd one to come out.
Well, I tie up a lot of loose ends on those puppies. So that means that you have a chance for 6 chances to win these incredible gifts. And the deadline is May 13th because the drawing is May 14th. So, and by the way, if you're already a subscriber to the YouTube channel, and if you're already a subscriber to my newsletter, all you have to do is leave a comment and like on either the blog or the YouTube video, and you get those extra entries. You don't have to be a brand new subscriber. I'll give you the credit.
I did not realize that you had that many chances to win because I've been leaving remarks and stuff. So now I'm going to keep that in mind.
Yeah, I make sure that you get your extra entries, just so you know. I don't shortchange you. So, Debbie, before we sign off, do you have any final words that you would like to share?
I'm just thrilled to be here, Terri, and I appreciate everything that you've done. And I love to hear from my readers. So if they want to get in contact with me through my website, www.deborah-malone.com. I would love that. Connect with me on Facebook. It's just Deborah Malone, and you'll be able to see my picture, so you know it's me. And you can send me messages. I love instant messenger, so you can send me messages through that way. And I don't know, the message that I had with the book is to let women know that even though they're in a dark place and they feel broken, that God can and will use them anyway. And these 12 women that I have in the Bible were broken, and God used them. And so I hope, that it'll be encouraging to you. And also, we talked a little bit about advocacy. And I have a special needs daughter. And this past year, it's been kind of hard because our state was shut down and I was not able to see her for a year. And I went to the state because some of the senators got together a bill so that we would be able to see them. And it's just part of me, I guess, because when they first asked me to work on it, I said, I'm really tired. I'm tired of not doing advocacy, but it just takes a lot out of you. And I said, I'll be your cheerleader. So next thing I know, I'm at the state capitol testifying with them. So it's just in me. You can't get it out. But if there's somebody that that needs help, please encourage them to seek help.
Yeah. And I think it's important also to note that for a long time, Debbie didn't think she had a voice. And she has a voice. And God has shown her that her voice is important, and especially for her family, but also for other women. So thank you. Thank you. Well, thank you so much for watching the fifth episode of Author Highlight with Terri. And just a reminder, in the description section that I'll have all the links to Debbie's info and the Author Highlight blog and my website and social media. And as always, Debbie and I appreciate the likes, follows, and subscribes. And next month, my Author Highlight blog and YouTube interview will feature award-winning and best-selling author, Carrie Turansky. So thanks again for stopping by. God bless you and keep reading.
Bye.